A garden designer once told me, start with winter when choosing your plants. And I can see why. Here we are, the middle of January, it's freezing cold, and looking around, there's just not a whole lot of appeal in the way of color. As the holiday season wraps up and we're taking our lights down, it always cheers me up to walk past this plant, Ilex verticillata, otherwise known as the Winterberry Holly. Now, the berry from a holly can bring a little joy into any landscape, but what makes this species so spectacular is it's deciduous. So these wintertime berries don't share the spotlight with any foliage. It's a true eye catcher, but realize that it's not just catching your eye. The birds will make an absolute feast out of these berries. But with any luck, this fruit will persist well into the winter months, and even into springtime, depending on where you're at. It's native from as far north as Nova Scotia, all the way down to Florida, and as far west as Ontario, Wisconsin, and Missouri. Now, it prefers the wet, swampy areas, but I've seen it do well in a variety of landscape situations. We planted this one right next to the downspout, and it's doing just fine. Now, Ilex verticillata is dioecious, which means this is a female plant, and it requires pollination from a male plant. The male plant should be planted within 100 yards or so of this one, otherwise the berries won't be produced. They'll do okay in partial shade, but they'll do much better in full sun. As far as the concerns for this plant, I mean possibly some fungal disorders, but nothing that can't be easily managed. And also easily managed is the pruning. This is not a giant. They'll get about 6 to 10 feet tall and roughly about the same in width. So I would encourage you to consider one of these plants in your landscape if you're anywhere from zone 3 to 9. It's a great winter plant that stops you in your tracks and might bring a little bit of cheer to an otherwise bleak winter's day.